and ask you to participate in this program as and we have to put a full stop for it soon. And all these things only can be achieved with all your corporations. Okay, hopefully the message that I'm sending you guys and whatever we are discussing today will be passed on to other people that you guys know, and ask them to participate in this vaccination program. Okay, as the time is very limited, let's go to the slides. And after each presentation, okay, the slide will be combined of some notes and also some video clips. So after each video clips, I'll ask you, you guys we can discuss about the question that you have regarding the video clips. By end of the session, we can discuss whatever other questions you have regarding this vaccination. Okay. Okay. It's not going. Okay. Okay. This is a history of a COVID. Okay. Okay. COVID infection have started until now. We don't know the source of infection. We know it's from an animal, but we don't know which animal is the preserver. Okay, in 2020 January, World Health Organization have announced as a world pandemic. Okay, for a year we were battling with this COVID infection. A lot of new norms arise, such as wearing masks, hand rub, distance, and so on. Okay, at that point of time, all of us were hoping for the stop of it and the cure. Okay, for now, happy to say we are glad to have a vaccine against the COVID infection. Okay, which is started early this year. So let's go again. Okay, I'm going to say this about COVID history. Okay, next we go. Okay. Okay, I want to emphasize these two things. Okay, close contact. How close contact you are to be worried to get a test with a COVID infected person. Okay, it's in a direct contact or with 1 meter with 15 minutes with a COVID infected person. Okay, you should be, that is called close contact. You have to be less than 1 meter with a COVID infected person for 15 minutes for you to be said that you have a COVID close contact. Okay, then another thing that I need to tell you is about incubation period of the infection. What is incubation period? Is from the time that you have contacted with the infected person or the virus until you manifest the first symptoms of the infection. It can from 1 to 14 days, but normally it's 3 to 7 days. Why it's important is because it's important for you to know when you need to take a PCR test. Okay, so let's say you went for a function and on the same day you came to know that there is an infected person in the group. So you need to have a COVID test. Okay, it should be within 3 to 4 days after your first contact, or anytime when you have symptoms of the infection, meaning are fever, cough, flu, sore throat, body ache, or sometimes even diarrhea or vomiting. Okay, so you don't need to have on the first day of contact for a test. You need to have it after 3 or 4 days of first contact. Okay, that's why I'm emphasizing this. Okay, the next. Okay, now we talk about our topic today, COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, as we were waiting for it for a long period, after a year, we have received the vaccine. Okay, for now, at least about 155 vaccines are in the market. worldwide. But we are going to look into a few that we are going to use in Malaysia. Okay. Okay. Before that, we'll go into this clip to see how vaccine works. Okay, what is vaccine about? Okay, let's watch it.
After we have been exposed to an infection, our immune system remembers the threat, in particular by producing antibodies, proteins that circulate in the blood and throughout the body. They quickly recognize and disable the invader upon contact, thereby preventing or minimizing illness. This is why we usually do not get sick with the same bug twice. We are immune. Vaccines mimic this process, encouraging the immune system to make antibodies without us having to go through the illness. Some of the leading SARS-CoV-2 vaccine candidates are mRNA vaccines, based on incorporating the genetic blueprint for the key spike protein on the virus surface. Injected into humans, instructs our own cells to make the spike protein. In turn, the body then makes antibodies against the spike protein, and they protect us against viral infection. This strategy is faster than more traditional approaches, which often involve generating weakened or inactivated forms of a live virus, or make large amounts of protein to determine whether they can prompt an antibody response. Once a potential vaccine is discovered, a number of checkpoints exist before it can be administered to people. First are preclinical tests, involve experiments in a laboratory and with animals. Scientists must ensure the vaccine candidate is not only effective, but also safe. For example, an antibody response to an imperfect vaccine could, under extremely rare circumstances, end up increasing the danger of becoming infected. When the potential vaccine achieves the necessary preclinical results, clinical trials can begin in a small group of people. As the vaccine candidate advances, it is tested on increasing numbers of people, with scientists and doctors closely monitoring safety, efficacy, and dosing. Upon successful completion of clinical trials, the vaccine candidate must be reviewed and approved by regulatory agencies such as the FDA before large-scale manufacturing and distribution gets underway and the licensed vaccine is administered widely.
Okay, summary of this clip is, okay, vaccine, we obtain vaccine from a particle of a virus, okay, any type, okay. The latest is mRNA vaccine, genetic information particle from the virus. This is from our Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, okay. Our aim is to get the population vaccinated at least 80%, okay. And for now, we already have Pfizer, okay. We are looking into Sinovac and AstraZeneca in future. And 3 other vaccines are on discussion, okay. So percentage is only 5%, okay. So Sinovac is inactive form, okay, produced mainly in China. Anyone above 18 years old can have this vaccine. It also comes in 2 doses. The second dose apart of 28 days from the first dose. Okay, the storage is about 2 to 8 degrees. Okay, the efficacy of this vaccine is about 50 to 70%. Okay, the AstraZeneca that we are looking into in January, it's from a viral vector, mainly from UK, US, and Sweden. Okay, the age is about 18 and above can have this vaccine. It also comes in 2 doses with an apart of days of 28 days. The storage is about 2 to 8. Okay, the efficacy of this vaccine is about 62 to 90%. Okay. Okay, we'll skip this. Okay, we'll go into the side effect of this vaccine. It's not playing. Okay, let's watch these clips.
This is every step in the process of developing a vaccine, from development in the lab, testing, approval, manufacturing, all the way to getting it to millions of people. But arguably, the most important part is here, in the human trials, where the vaccine is tested on real people in 3 main phases, starting with just a small group of people and ultimately testing a group of thousands. This is where scientists confirm the effectiveness and safety of the vaccine on a large scale. Before that, scientists scrutinize its effectiveness. But before any of that, a vaccine first has to pass this crucial phase, where scientists study the side effects.
In a trial, you call it adverse events. That's kind of overstating it.
Dr. Kirsten Lake led a phase 1 trial for the COVID-19 vaccine made by Pfizer and BioNTech. She says side effects are a possibility with any vaccine.
In general, it's nothing to fear. It's our own immune systems kicking in and doing what it's supposed to do.
The most common flu vaccine this year, for example, comes with a chance for many normal side effects: pain, fatigue, headaches. But many of the new COVID-19 vaccines are more likely to cause these kinds of side effects than you might be used to, particularly after the second dose. Most people will feel a little pain in their arm. Many will be tired and get headaches.
I mean, obviously, effects is desirable, but I think with the spike protein of the coronavirus, it really does elicit.
But vaccine side effects happen. You might actually be happy to get them. First, we have to talk about this, your immune system, which is a huge network of different cells and proteins in your body. You've got things like white blood cells that fight the invading virus or bacteria, communication cells that organize the response, and antibodies that search for and identify the enemy. When, say, a virus attacks your body, your immune system attacks back. Your body increases blood flow to get more of these back as one of the tactics your body has to help kill the invaders. And after your white blood cells destroy the virus, they produce antibodies that will identify the virus should it reappear in the future and remember how to fight it. They're how you gain immunity. This response is actually what gives you a lot of the symptoms you feel when you catch, for example, the common cold. But the cold virus doesn't give you a fever or a runny nose or body aches. Your immune system does while fighting the virus. And triggering this system without actually getting you sick is how vaccines work. Most vaccines are made up of a weakened or dead pathogen, or a portion of one, or in some of the new COVID-19 vaccines, DNA or what's called messenger RNA, along with minor ingredients to keep it stable. It's harmless, but when your immune system detects it, it responds just like it's a real danger. It attacks the intruder and creates these memory antibodies to be able to fight it again in the future. Vaccines are designed to give you the same immunity as if you had fought off the real virus. And some of the new COVID-19 ones do this particularly well.
Messenger RNA vaccines are quite good at stimulating your immune system. That's why you have 95% efficacy.
That's right, a 95% chance of being protected against COVID-19. That makes them some of the most effective vaccines. But that also means they're really good at activating your immune system, which means your body will increase blood flow to where the vaccine is, which is why pain at the injection site is so common. Your body might even think, better turn up the heat, and then you get a fever or the chills. So experts emphasize that we should look at most side effects as a good thing. It means the vaccine is working.
I have a friend actually who participated in one of the Pfizer trials, early trials, and so he could have gotten either placebo or a vaccine. And after the second dose, the next day he woke up and he was sort of fatigued and he had low-grade fever, and he looked at his wife and said, "Yes, I got the vaccine." See, that's the right attitude.
When we talk about these common reactions to vaccines, like fever and fatigue, we're mostly talking about the mild to moderate ones. These are the lowest of the side effect categories that health regulators use, the kind you get over in a day or two. Then there's severe side effects, the type that might make you call in sick to work or call a doctor. These were rare in the clinical trials for the first 2 studied vaccines to become available, with the exception of some severe fatigue and muscle pain on the second dose. And that's because if these vaccines were dangerous, they'd never reach the public in the first place.
We really don't accept any sort of permanent serious harm from a vaccine, and nor should we.
News stories that imply otherwise can be scary, but they get more attention than they probably deserve. Like this one about a serious allergic reaction in someone with a history of serious allergic reactions. Or this one about someone dying after getting a second dose of the vaccine, when it turned out other factors had caused his death. In fact, no deaths have been reported from the millions of doses that studies with thousands of people found the same thing, no deaths from the vaccine. But maybe more importantly, the studies also recorded 0 deaths from COVID-19 and 0 hospitalizations from COVID-19. These vaccines aren't just safe, they're lifesavers.
You should be skeptical of anything you put in your body, including vaccines. Once you see the data and you see that there wasn't a serious side effect before approval and hasn't been a serious side effect post-approval, then I think you should be convinced.
Basically, you want to reduce where the virus can go. And if you immunize as many people as possible, that pool of people that it can transmit to becomes less and less and less and less.
Vaccines are the way out of the COVID-19 pandemic. And like with all vaccines, many of us who get it, scientists who have studied these vaccines, who have seen the side effects, are some of the most...
I couldn't wait to get this vaccine. Are you kidding me? I mean, 2 doses of vaccine gives me a 95% chance of being protected.
We would be the first ones to not want to take it if we felt it was unsafe, right? So take it from your friendly vaccine person.
Okay. Up to 2000 vaccine, up to last month end, okay, about 3.5% who had some mild, 99.5% has some mild side effects. These include, okay, pain at injection site, fever, headache, nausea, vomiting, and unwellness in the body. Okay, this is from our KKM records. Okay, about 0.5% has serious side effects. What is serious side effect? It's about shortness of breath, allergic towards the vaccine, chest discomfort, where this group of people need to be admitted in the hospital for observation and treatment. Okay, so, but there is no recorded death so far. Okay, these are the groups that vaccines are not provided. Okay, anyone who's having a severe allergic in previous medical report or history, who need to be admitted and went through treatment, are not going to be given a chance for this vaccine. Okay, anyone who had severe allergic to the first dose of vaccine, so these group of people won't be able to get the second vaccine. Anyone who has fever upon vaccination won't be given a chance to take this vaccine. Okay, any cancer patient who's having ongoing treatment, it can be either chemo, it can be either chemo pills or radiotherapy. This group of people are not encouraged to take this vaccine. Okay, and certain groups from HIV patient who has a CD counts less than 200 cells per milliliter. Okay, patient who has some blood pathology when they have a lesser platelet count, or patient who had organ transplant less than 3 months, or whoever have recovered from COVID-19 infection less than 3 months. These are the groups of people that are KKM not approaching to give this vaccine. Okay, what is the current situation in Malaysia? Okay, we'll see what's happening in Malaysia regarding the vaccine.
COVID-19 vaccines. Everything you need to know. The largest vaccination effort in history is now underway. Now that the COVID-19 vaccines have reached our shores, here's what you need to know. How safe are the COVID-19 vaccines? COVID-19 vaccines have been subject to the same checks, balances, and scientific and regulatory rigor as any other vaccine, and have been shown to be safe. What are the different types of COVID-19 vaccines available? Malaysia has procured vaccines from a variety of sources. Each works in slightly different ways and has unique properties that make it suited to certain situations. Pfizer-BioNTech. Officially known as Comirnaty, but commonly referred to as the Pfizer vaccine, it is manufactured in the US and Europe at Pfizer and BioNTech's plants. This particular vaccine has been one of the most talked about due to its wide use and novel approach.
Pfizer-BioNTech.
Pfizer-BioNTech. The vaccine produces a harmless piece of spike protein to trigger an immune response in order to fight off the virus should it enter the body. Pfizer-BioNTech. Efficacy around 95%. Dosage 2 doses, 3 weeks apart. The CoronaVac, made by China-based Sinovac, is set to roll out on March 18th. It's unique in that it uses a killed viral particle to produce an immune response, unlike any of the others set to reach our shores. While it has been given conditional registration in theory, it still needs to be approved once it is locally fit and finished to ensure the vaccine is still potent after the process. How it works. This vaccine uses killed viral particles to expose the body's immune system to the virus without risking a serious disease response. This vaccine, which uses inactivated vaccine technology, efficacy over 50%. Dosage 2 doses, 2 weeks apart. We have also signed deals for 3 other vaccines with Russia's Gamaleya Research Institute, China's CanSino Biologics, and Europe's AstraZeneca. Pending registration from the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, they are likely to arrive later this year. Will there be any side effects when administered any of the vaccines? So far, there has been no severe side effects reported. However, you may experience some temporary side effects, such as pain, redness, swelling, a combination of both around the injection site, tiredness, headaches, muscle aches, chills, fever, nausea, a combination of both. Which vaccine works best for me? While efficacy rates differ, this should not be the yardstick to compare vaccines, as they are tested under different circumstances. In the most ideal situation, a vaccine should provide total immunity, so you don't fall sick at all. But realistically, the real aim is to provide you immunity against severe symptoms, hospitalization, death, so even if you get infected, it will feel like a common cold. This is the underlying objective of all vaccines. In all of these vaccine trials, no one has died or been hospitalized thus far, even after getting infected. Efficacy is important, but it is not the most important thing. Simply put, all of these vaccines can help end the pandemic. So, which vaccine works best for you? Well, the one you administered.
Whatever vaccine has been approved by the NTRA is safe and efficacious.
Who is responsible for the distribution and storage of COVID-19 vaccines? The Ministry of Health oversees the vaccine distribution, while MOH's Pharmaceutical Services Division is responsible for the logistics and ensuring that the vaccines are stored properly. The coordination of the rollout is being headed by Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Khairi Jamaluddin, who are eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. Currently, only those above the age of 18 will be considered. When will the vaccination rollout take place? The vaccination program will be rolled out in 3 phases. Phase 1, February 26th to April, frontliners. Phase 2, April to August, high-risk groups. Phase 3, May to February 2022, adults aged 18 and above. Is it compulsory to take the vaccine? It is highly encouraged to help our nation achieve herd immunity. That requires 80% of the population having to receive one of the vaccines. How do I register for the vaccination program? Registration can be done through the My Sajatra app, which was recently updated to include the steps involved in the process. When it is your turn to be vaccinated, you will receive a notification about as to which vaccination center to receive it. For more information, call 1-800-888-828 or visit vaccinecovid.gov.my. COVID-19.
Okay. So there are some questions that I would like to answer, a common question from everyone, okay? Before we go to a QA section, okay? Can everyone take COVID-19 vaccine? Yes, everyone can take COVID-19 vaccines. Whoever is 18 and above, they're eligible to take a vaccine, except the group that I've talked before, okay? can pregnant women and children take this vaccine? Pregnant women, yes. Okay, KKM have approved all the mother who are pregnant with and also lactating mother can have the vaccine. Okay, so far all the frontliners who are pregnant and lactating have taken this vaccine. There is no side effects among them, I've noticed. Okay, children mainly doesn't have very severe symptoms when they have a COVID infection. And on top of that, there is no study have done among children on vaccination. But at current moment, studies are going on among the children. So yet to get information about this. If all good, soon vaccination will be started for the kids also. Okay, what happen if I don't take COVID-19 vaccine? Okay, one, you won't be protected against COVID-19 infection fully. There are high chance you can have this infection. Second, you can be a silent carrier to others. Third, you won't be helping our nation to contribute the herd immunity. So you'll be a source of infection for others. Okay. Is this a lifelong protection upon vaccination? As far as I know from the studies before, it's protect about 9 months after you get the second dose of vaccine. So soon it's going to be like a yearly thing that you need to be vaccinated against this infection. Can I return to previous lifestyle after I'm vaccinated? No. Okay, you still have to wear your mask and you still have to go through hand wash, hand rub until our government tells to stop it. Okay, as I know that it will take longer period. Okay, so where's the treatment of COVID-19? We are still on process of finding out what type of treatment need to be given for COVID-19 infected person. Okay, so far scientists and doctors are working on it. So that will be our future, the treatment. Okay. Okay, that's all from me. I think, yeah, it's done. Okay, now we can discuss about the whole matter.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar, for the information. I have a clearer picture as well on what are the available vaccine available, and also some of the questions that you have answered. I think some of the questions that you've answered actually answered the question that we had from our guests. One of them is, if a couple is planning to conceive their first child, is it advisable for them to take this vaccination?
Yes, there is no contraindication on that. Actually, there are studies have done on the lactating mother and pregnant woman who have received this vaccine. Actually, these vaccine particles will transmit through placenta or breast milk to the fetus or the child. So the child automatically will have a protection against this virus at least 1 to 3 months. So it's a good thing.
Oh, so that's actually a good thing, and it's encouraged that pregnant or couple who are planning to conceive their baby should go for vaccination?
Yes, not the babies. The couple should go for the vaccination. So automatically their child is protected.
And also for pregnant, the pregnant mother as well.
Yes.
Because you mentioned that lactating mother also
for the pregnant mother, the protection goes from their placenta, from the womb. So somehow the protection goes there, and the fetus, the pregnant baby, the baby in the womb will develop some antibody against this, and the antibodies from mother also will be transmitted to the child. So there is an automatic protection against this virus. So lactating mother is breastfeeding mother. Okay, so they are also the government is encouraging them to take this vaccine, as this antibody will transmit through breast milk and protect the child.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. But I guess, because I'm also a mother myself, I guess a lot of pregnant mothers, especially they are pregnant, they are concerned that there's not so much tests or knowledge about the vaccine, that will it cause any future development of the baby that if you're aware of?
So far, they have said that there is no any impact to the fetus or to the newborn. Okay, so in many countries, vaccination been going through for the pregnant mother and even lactating mother. Even in Malaysia, all the frontliners who are pregnant and giving breast milk for their children have taken this vaccine. So far, there is no any adverse report on this matter.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Next question. Do you need to be medically fit to take the vaccine shot to avoid further side effect? Medically fit, maybe I'm not sure, that make sure that you are not sick, during the vaccination, you are not having a flu or a cough.
We encourage you guys not to have fever or flu-like symptoms upon vaccination date. Why? Okay, your body is already fighting there against some virus. It can be any types of virus. By injecting something, injecting a particle of virus, let's say a particle of virus, is going to induce more impact in your body. So your body can be more weakened or your fever can be more high. So we don't want to put you in trouble. Although there is no significant study says that there is harm by taking this vaccine during your ill, but KKM have suggested you guys can hold for some time until you get better and get the vaccine.
Because I was referring back to the exclusion groups of list that you have shown earlier. I think much earlier they have shown that one of the exclusion lists that you mentioned, such as severe allergy, patient with fever, cancer patient, they should not go for this vaccination now.
Yes.
Is that right? Until they probably.
Yes. Okay. Patients who are ongoing treatment for cancer, meaning that they are already going for chemotherapy or radiotherapy, or patient already having fever at the moment of vaccination, or patient known case to have an severe allergic reaction. Okay, what do you mean by severe allergic reaction? It's meaning that when you take something or some allergens induce some severe allergic, like shortness of breath or difficulty on breathing, your body gets swollen up, or where you need to be you have a history of admission in the hospital because of severe allergy. This group of people are not included for this vaccination, because we don't want to induce any allergic reaction towards them. Okay, so that's why we are not encouraging this group of people to take the vaccine. So okay, when you're going for a vaccination, there'll be a paper given with many questions regarding this. So if the doctor or nurses encounter that you are not eligible to take this vaccine, they will stop there itself, and they will inform you why you shouldn't. Okay, so yeah.
And also, I noticed in the list that you mentioned, recovered COVID-19 patients less than 3 months are not encouraged to have it, because the person with COVID-19, do you think that they already have the antibody in their body?
Yes, once you are getting any type of infection, your body will automatically work against that infection and produce some antibody, and your immunity increases. Against this virus, any type of virus. It same applies for the COVID infection. So in that duration of 3 to 6 months, we don't give this ex-COVID patient this vaccine, because we assume they already have the immunity. So it's not that they shouldn't have it, it's that we want to give other people in the community who are fresh to come to the first line before these people can get it.
Okay. And also there are so many strains or mutation in the vaccine. Would every vaccine has different type that cover different type, or they all cover the same strain?
They all cover the same.
Okay. All right. So next question. My friend's daughter has lupus. can she still take the jab?
Okay, if she's not on an active treatment, because some lupus patient will be on steroids, okay, for a long period. Okay, if the patient is on steroid for a long period, we don't encourage them to take it, because what happened, patient with a high steroid medication, the immunity in their body, the immune system in their body will be lower. So we don't want to induce some infection in them and cause a bizarre. So that's why we'll exclude this group of people as well.
Okay, so a patient with lupus, they are not encouraged to take this vaccination.
The patient with lupus on treatment, okay, patient with lupus we mean that they have an history of lupus but currently on remission, meaning that they're out of treatment. Yes, they should take it.
Okay. All right, hope that answers our guest question. Doctor, do you know which vaccine has the mildest after effect?
No, we don't. Because every individual is unique. Okay, some of them don't get any symptoms after the first dose of vaccine. Some of them will have a bit more symptoms after the first dose, and it's vice versa with the second dose. So we are not, there is no study saying that, okay, this vaccine has a lesser effect or this vaccine has a more effect. No, but until now, the AstraZeneca vaccine have some problem where there are few cases I've noticed in overseas where after taking this vaccine, there is some blood clot issue. So KKM still on discussion, weighing whether we are going to take this vaccine in or not. So if this case is increasing in number, I think we will withdraw from AstraZeneca and we will be looking for other vaccines. Like in Singapore, Pfizer and Moderna is going on. So, but in Malaysia, Moderna, we are not taking Moderna. So there are a lot of choices out there. So let's see what comes up next.
But I guess right now the Malaysians don't have an option to choose, right, on the vaccine.
No.
Are we?
No, we don't have an option. A good thing about this week's vaccine, it's free. Okay, it's free. 2 doses are very free givenly. So get yourself registered, get protection against this COVID infection. Once you are safe, your family is safe. So through you, there is no spread to any of your family members. Okay, like I already vaccinated, so I'm pretty much sure that I'm not going to spread this this infection to any of my family members, which makes me happy and protected, not for myself, even for my family members.
Okay, my understanding is that having the vaccination, it helps to reduces the risk of you being vaccinated, having that infection, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but if let's say you mentioned that, we can't go through to our previous lifestyle, we still have to wear our mask and wash our hands, but can we still spread through our touch?
Okay, see, this infection, how it's transmitted, okay, it's transmitted from the droplets, okay? If let's say we inhale a droplet, okay, from someone who's having infected. So if we are near them, less than 1 meter, if they sneeze or cough, if we inhale, so we get this infection. Or if we touch their droplets and pass through our mouth or any opening in our face, like an eye, nose, mouth, we get this infection. Okay, so if we are wearing a face mask, okay, and a eye shield, and we continuously wash our hand with soap and hand rub, inshallah, we won't get it.
And I think we still have to maintain our social distancing, reducing of hugging and shaking hands.
You must understand this. Okay, we must understand this. This vaccine is not 100% protects against this infection. Like Pfizer, it only protects us 95% from this infection. So we still have 5% to get infected. But if we get infected after our vaccination program, the symptoms are milder, there is no death, We no need to be hospitalized. We just need to be quarantined at home. Okay, like we get some MCs, sit at home, treat that as normal flu, and things will fade off. Okay, I have to
Yes.
emphasize this. At one point of time, influenza was something like this
Yeah.
until we get this.
H1N1.
Yeah, H1N1. Influenza was something like this until the vaccine comes in. So now with the vaccine, the spread of influenza is very much less. Okay, there is no severe influenza after your vaccination. Okay, but influenza you have to take every yearly because the protections and the type of virus is differ according to the season. So we are hoping it's going to be like that
Okay.
in
So
future.
it's like going to be like a yearly flu season
Yes, yes,
jab.
yes.
Okay. We next from a guest in a registration form that this comment, there are some people with medical background who have voiced concerns regarding potential long-term risk of antibody-dependent enhancement and autoimmune reaction. What's your doctor's comment about this?
Okay. Okay. So far, whoever taken this vaccine, they don't have. Okay, that's why they say this antibody after vaccination is going to be at maximum 9 months. So it's going to be a repetition in years. It's like a yearly thing, or you might need a booster vaccine after certain times of period to keep your antibody there. So we are not going to be dependent on that. Meaning what we are not going to be dependent is even if you don't take this vaccine, at one point of time, it's going to be like a normal flu. And it's not going to interfere in our genetic material, meaning that it's not going to enter our cell and cause a mutation. So it is like going to be like a normal vaccine. Okay, vaccination and vaccines are not something new in our life. Since the day one we are born, in Malaysia, we already have a vaccination program. Okay, from the day one we born, we are vaccinated throughout our childhood. Okay, and now there are many other types of vaccine for hepatitis, anti-tetanus, and influenza, chickenpox, pneumonia. Okay, meningitis. There are many types of vaccine in the market that uh, even in Malaysia. So vaccine is nothing new. What is new is the mRNA vaccine, meaning that the technology that they are using now, it's new. That's all. But so far, they have said that there is no interfering in human genetic with this in mRNA from the virus.
Yeah. I guess a lot of people are still very concerned. You're right. It's the mRNA new technology
Yes.
that they are very concerned that it will actually change your DNA. Then subsequently, the person will have side effects as they age or with their development growth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I guess we get.
In some countries, they have gone with the Pfizer vaccine, which is new mRNA technology, about 60 to 70% of their population. So it's been gone for a long term. So far there is no complaint. And it's not only that, when this vaccine been studied, and it's been studied now, okay, there is no mutation on the animals that they have studied or from the human trial so far. I won't be able to answer the future, but so far what we have, the results and the studies are very promising from this vaccination.
Okay. All right. So still highly encourageable to take.
Yes,
Next question. My mom is 91 and is on medication for hypertension and cholesterol. Should I have her vaccinated?
Yes, of course. Please enroll herself. Okay, because the high risk. Okay, this COVID infection is very special. It doesn't affect the normal adult or children's. Okay, the one who's getting seriously ill with this infection is the elderly people and also patient who has comorbid, meaning that they have some illness like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart issue, or some lung issue. These people are the target group of this virus. So that's why they are included in the second phase of the vaccine. So the first phase will be the frontliners who are dealing with COVID patients directly. The second group, the high-risk group, the elderly and the ill patient who are on treatment. The third one will be the normal adult. Okay?
Yes. So our guest with a mom age 91 should get her to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
Yes.
If I, next same question by the same guest, if I choose to vaccinate it later, can I choose the vaccine that I want by paying for it?
We are not sure. Okay, this free program going to be until early next year. Okay, I don't think so. They'll be distributed for paid vaccine anytime soon, because our motive is 80% of population should be vaccinated. That's why it's given free, and we want that herd immunity among our community to stop the spread. Because until now we don't have the treatment, a definite treatment for COVID patient. Okay, so that can be done in future, but for now, no.
Okay, we don't know that yet.
Yes.
Next question on allergies like asthma, skin, eczema, and we have one in the chat box asking about I think psoriasis on skin. Do you advise them to take vaccination, or would it have more severe effect after that?
Yes.
After vaccination?
Anyone who has a mild, allergic reaction towards anything. Some are allergic to food, some are allergic to fruits, pollen, even sunshine, water. Okay, if they have like in a very mild allergic reaction like rashes, itchiness, okay, we don't stop them from getting this vaccine. Okay, all this group of people after vaccination, they were kept in the hospital for half an hour for observation. Okay, to see any allergic reaction is happening. So that's why these vaccines are provided in hospital or in clinics in future. It's not distributed anywhere. So even in private sector for now in Kuala Lumpur, only 2 hospitals are enrolled for this vaccination program, which is Pantai Bangsa and Tawakal. So these are the 2 centers in private where patient can go and get vaccinated. Soon they'll be spread to other hospitals and other clinics. But for now, they are kept in this manner to make sure things go smoothly. Or if any adverse is happening, it can be treated and tackled as soon as possible.
So I guess if the vaccination is not severe, then it's fine. So those mild eczema.
Until now, there is no severe cases were recorded in Malaysia post-vaccine.
Okay, all right. Next question. This question by our guests in a registration form. Why people vaccinated twice are still tested positive? Example, visitor from China arriving in Sarawak.
Okay, as what I said, okay, this vaccine only protect you for certain percentage. Like Pfizer is going to protect you 95%. 5% more, there are chances for you to get infection. So maybe they fall in that group of people, okay, where they don't wear mask and hand rub, hand wash is not kept in their daily practice.
Okay. So I guess it's what you mentioned earlier. It's not covered 100%, but hopefully the effect of from this COVID-19 is actually more mild and they can recover quicker.
Yes. Okay, I have to show you something. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, this is how. Okay, this is how you will have your certificate post vaccination. Okay, this is going to be once you finish your 2 doses of vaccine, these things will pop up in your My Sejahtera. Okay, this is going to be a second thing, most important after your passport and your IC. Okay, so This is our future. So this is how it's going to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
because some even joke that this could be the vaccine passport that you need to carry around in order for you to travel, whether it's out of state or out of the country.
Places, and so on.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that is actually to indicate that you have already taken the vaccination,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so what if someone who lost the vaccination? I mean, that report, would there be any penalty or potential?
It's
again
in your My Sejahtera. It's already in your My Sejahtera. You just have to go and see that.
I understand that for those who have a smartphone, they also can register
Yes.
the vaccination to a website. So what about those? They
Okay.
need to do a printout.
Better to get a printout. All these things are new. Okay. First thing is, okay, so far only the frontliners getting vaccinated. Okay. The second group, second phase, supposed to start this month. Okay. And we don't know how they've been going to be called, how they're going to be notified. Okay. How this certificate going to be provided to people who doesn't have a smartphone. We are not sure. Okay.
Yes.
And it used to be okay. Sometimes ago, we don't know how to register people who doesn't have a smartphone through My Sejahtera. And then this thing, okay, when you go to My Sejahtera on your first page, there's many clauses there. Okay, one of the icon is more. When you go to the more, there is one says manage dependents. When you go to My Manage Dependents, you will see that add dependents. Okay, through there you can help your parents who doesn't have an iPhone, whoever who doesn't have an not iPhone, smartphone, who doesn't have a smartphone to register and get things done.
Okay. All right. So you can register for your family, for your loved ones.
Yes.
Okay. Answering question from our registration. Okay, just now someone asked, Private Hospital in KL use a vaccination center for phase 2 and 3. You answered that it's actually Pantai Bangsa and Tawaka.
No, for now, for the phase 1, Pantai Bangsa and Tawaka is ongoing. For phase 2, we are looking into different types of vaccine. Why particular hospitals are taken into consideration for phase 1? Because Pfizer vaccine, the storage of this vaccine is -70. So it's very cold, where not all hospitals will have these facilities. So that's why a certain hospitals who can accommodate these facilities are given a choice to take it. But the other type of vaccine, like Sinovac from China, the storage is 2 to 8, which can be easily stored even in a normal clinic. So now what KKM is doing is they're approaching clinics, they are training clinics to take the vaccine and to provide for the community. It's ongoing training on current moment. So yet news to come. So more centers will be open for the community to go in and get this vaccine.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Right now it's 4 o'clock. We have been answered all the questions in the registration form. Now moving on, we have questions from the chat box. If any question for Dr. Sundar, please feel free to type it into the chat box. Or if you'd like to speak with Doctor, you can put a note in the chat box and we will unmute you later. A question that we have from our guest today is the understanding that all the vaccines are injected into the deltoid muscle, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain how the vaccine then travels into the bloodstream, and will the vaccine act on all cells in the body, including other organs, in order to stimulate the body's immune system?
Okay. Okay. It's like you have a bottle of water. Okay. Okay. And you're going to put a small dye, yellow dye in it. So it's just one. Okay. It's like in it. So the whole bottle going to be turned a minimal yellow color. It's something like that, meaning that when there is a foreign body goes in your body, okay, your self-immune system, which are the cells which is responsible for immune system will go and attack this virus or particle of the virus and create antibody against this virus. And in our immune system itself, there is a memory cells will copy and remember this incident. So when the second time it happened, our body already have this memory cell who already have registered the previous incident. So when it comes in, so this memory cell will indicate others immune cells to go and do their work. That's how it works. Okay, I think I showed you the how how vaccines works before. Okay,
Earlier in the video.
Yes, there was a short video. So that's how it works. So when it goes inside your deltoid muscle, which is here, okay, your deltoid muscle, okay, there where the that's why you have some soreness at the injected site, where your body is reacting towards something there. Okay, so our body is contains, even in the muscles, there are small blood vessels, okay, running through. In these blood vessels are the immune cells, meaning that our killers, killer lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes are all there. So there where it's going to attack this particular area, okay, and cause some reaction, and later on cause the immunity to our body.
Is it possible that this could lead lead to unexpected autoimmune reactions or other adverse events which have been reported?
Okay, I have answered this question. Okay, so far the adverse effect from this vaccine is very mild. Okay, no death was reported, no severe allergic were reported. Okay, and autoimmune, I won't be able to say because it's still new. And so far, whatever studies they have done, the studies was done last year. They're still monitoring the people that they have studied, the animal they have studied. There is no change in their genetic material, meaning that there is no changes is going on in their genetic cells, okay, genetic materials of their body. So for until now, it's proven it's very safe and it doesn't cause any autoimmune reaction.
Okay, so far has not had any major severe adverse events has been reported.
Yes.
Okay, question in our chat box, can we choose our vaccine at the moment? No. Is it okay for a person age 90 with mild thalassemia and hypertension medication to get vaccinated?
Yes.
I think the answer is yes. Okay. Back to the question, just now we talked about China visitor to Sarawak was tested positive with COVID-19, right? If a vaccinated person can contract the virus and potentially spread it, why is there a need to vaccinate a healthy young person who has a 99.97% chance of recovery?
Okay, because when you are vaccinated, okay, the main aim here to stop the spread. It's not to stop you obtain this virus, to stop the spread from this virus. When you got vaccinated, okay, few things happens. First, as I said, okay, your body get protection at a certain level. Okay, if you're on Pfizer, 95% you won't obtain this virus. Okay, there are 5%. That's why we still encourage people who are after vaccinated to wear a mask, go with a normal hand wash that already proposed, and hand rub, so that you won't obtain this virus. Okay, even if you obtain this virus, it's going to be very mild, which you no need to get admitted. The most important part is you won't be a spreader to others. Okay, let's say a healthy adult, okay, already vaccinated from this virus. So 95% they are protected with the virus. And when they wear a mask and proper hand rub and hand wash, most likely 99% they won't obtain this virus. Okay, so they're not going to be a spreader to a family members, as when we go to our home, we are not going to wear a mask, right? We'll be opening our mask, we'll be talking with our family members. Our family members can be from a different age of group, Okay, they might have some medical illness. So we are not putting them in danger. That's the aim of the vaccination.
Aim of vaccination is to stop the spread.
Yes,
Yeah.
to reduce the.
So even though there are some cases like China visitor to Singapore, they could fall in that 15%
Yeah,
of
the
people.
5% that these people might have a COVID infection.
Okay, all right. So Dr. Sundaraj, which vaccine have you taken?
Pfizer. For all
Pfizer.
frontliners on the first phase, they have given only Pfizer.
Okay. We have a question asking, is the annual flu vaccine also an mRNA type?
No, it's not.
Because mRNA type technology is only being introduced in COVID-19, right?
Yeah. That's the first vaccine who came up with an mRNA vaccine.
We have a question on why don't they bring in J&J? I guess the government bring in J&J. Only one dose.
It depends on their dispute. Okay, so they have to make a call. They might be like in Singapore, they are doing only Pfizer and Moderna. They are not looking into AstraZeneca. They are not looking into Sinovac. So, but our team here, they are looking into different types of vaccine because our population is small and the price difference. Okay, so it's
we have more explanation needed on, can you explain what exactly is meant by protection from being infected after vaccination? Do you mean the vaccinated person doesn't carry the virus even after being exposed?
As I say, whoever already complete their 2 doses of vaccine, these people are protected for a certain percentage. Like for Pfizer, the efficacy of this vaccine is 95%. So this person won't be getting infection from this virus at least 95%. They are protected from this virus 95%. There are 5% they might get this virus unless they are openly not wearing their mask, no hand wash, no hand rub, okay, and expose themselves to COVID patients without these protections.
So the vaccinated person can still carry and transmit asymptomatically the virus, although not showing symptoms. Is that right?
Yes, that's the 5%.
Okay. All right. The most important is that when we don't get infected, therefore we don't spread to others.
Yes. So that's why even vaccinated people, they should wear a mask. They still have to go on with a hand rub and hand wash, as told before. So we are going to be still in our norm life now, new norm.
New norm, our new normal.
Not going back to our previous lifetime. Okay, we are still going to follow strictly the new SOPs.
Okay? But I think a lot of people in the public, they are not aware of that. A lot of them probably thought that with vaccination really back to the previous life.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a question. Why is there no guarantee that there will not be long-term side effect on mRNA vaccines?
Because the study was only gone, okay, because first, this is a new technology, it's not studied before, okay, and this is the first type of vaccine that we are receiving, okay. A lot of information need to be obtained from this, okay.
A lot of data need to be collected.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what we can do is that it's just to have continuously monitoring,
yes.
And like you mentioned, that it's probably going to take effect for 9 months, so it's going to be probably like, a yearly.
Yes,
yearly check.
Like AstraZeneca, okay, they didn't know that AstraZeneca will cause blood clots, side effects. But after the vaccination program has started, people already received this vaccine. There are cases that they have reported that AstraZeneca, after patient getting an AstraZeneca vaccine, there are reports saying that there are cases having some blood clots issue. Okay, so everyone is looking into that. If it is so, sooner or later they might stop this vaccine.
Okay. What about those with allergy to certain antibiotics? Can get the vaccine? My answer is
okay. The goes same. If the allergic is mild, of course you can go ahead. If the allergic is a severe allergic which have required you to get admitted in the hospital and treatment, yes, you can't take this vaccine.
Now come to our final third question. I have a giant cell arthritis. Is it safe for me to take the vaccine?
Yes, it's not a contraindication.
Okay. How about I had DVT? Can I take the vaccine?
For now, we don't have AstraZeneca yet. Okay, the government have proposed they might bring AstraZeneca if all good in June, July. So what is coming next together with Pfizer is Sinovac, which is already in Malaysia. So these two vaccine doesn't give any report saying that there are cases with blood clots issue. Okay, so for now it's safe.
Okay. So for deep vein thrombosis, DVT stands for deep vein thrombosis,
Yes.
right? Okay, so good to go. Asthma, I have asthma and also osteoarthritis and osteoporosis.
You should take this vaccine.
Okay, so a lot of them just checking with you whether what they have. Some older people feel that there's no need for them to get the vaccination as they are indoors all the time and have no intention to travel. What is your advice?
No. They can get infection from the other family members. Okay, now we are encountering a lot of asymptomatic patients, meaning that who doesn't have any symptoms, they are just being carriers. Okay, and if this group of people, the older people, get an infection from these asymptomatic patients, they are in danger. That's why the second group is elderly and patient with some medical problem.
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier, on the contact, that if let's say 15 minutes contact, that's like casual contact, or even longer. Previously there were people say that they never leave the house at all during MCO, but they got COVID-19 from their food delivery, which they only had food delivered to their house, which is very short contact.
I don't believe in that. They should be there because the incubation period for this infection is 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, somewhere, somehow they've been exposed. Even let's say the food delivery person have passed some droplets on the package of the food. Okay, and this person have touched that without washing hand, place in their eyes, nose, or in the mouth, they can obtain it.
True. Yeah, the droplets. Okay.
Yeah, it's all about the droplets.
99.97% chance of recovery for young, healthy people getting vaccinated with unknown risk of getting long-term side effect. I guess a lot of our guests probably they are concerned with, especially they are young, or like yourself, or even in their 20s, okay, who are still young. A lot of people are very concerned vaccination, that even though we don't see effect now, but what if the effect come 10 years later or longer?
Okay, it's yet to study about that, but so far, as I said, vaccine is nothing new in our life. We've been vaccinated since young, since our first day of birth. Okay,
Yes.
we've been vaccinated, so it's nothing new that we are introducing. So it's the new thing is the technology of the vaccine. Only in Pfizer and few other things, other types of vaccine, like Sinovac and AstraZeneca carries the old technology.
Okay, so you're saying that the vaccine with the old technology, because we've been taking vaccination since we were babies, 1 year old and so on, they should be having the same effect. The long-term effect that you're concerned about for some of our guests should be similar to what you have with the old technology. It's only the new technology like Pfizer or the mRNA.
The new technology is the discrete one, but so far, whoever got the vaccine, there is no problem. There is no death was recorded. There's no severe hospitalization needed with an infection. So it's quite safe until now. And good that I mean, only the frontliners have got the Pfizer, the new technology vaccine. So far so good.
So the frontliners, I guess, they will monitor,
I still have only 2 hands.
in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, they say whether your, I don't know, bone density are okay or is everything okay.
I mean,
after...
nothing is. I'm unable to answer that question, because if you are talking about bone density, about other issues,
that's just an example.
It can be from anything. Okay, your lifestyle, your stress level, your food, okay, your genetic information from previous diseases. It can be from anything. We can't particularly pinpoint it's due to the vaccine, unless there is few cases have reported from the people that have vaccinated having the similar kind of illness. Then the studies will go on them.
Why is the side effect for the second dose is more disastrous?
No, it's not. Okay, it's not. It's either after first dose, a certain person will have a very bad side, I mean, not bad side, a markable side effects, or some people do have it after the second dose of side effects. Okay, like me, after the first dose, I had more body ache rather than the second dose. But my other colleagues, they have different, type of side effects.
Okay, yeah, so I guess it depends on the individual.
Yes,
how the body react to the side effect.
Yes.
Okay, last question on chat box. A person with an autoimmune condition, is he safe to take the vaccine? Actually, it's the same question that you have answered earlier.
Same question. Unless this autoimmune system, they are on steroids, they are not going to be given this vaccine. Okay.
All right. Okay. Noted for that. Thank you so much, Doctor, for sharing. That's have answered all our questions that we have for today. Do you have any more questions from the floor that you would like to speak with Doctor? You can raise your hand, or you can put that in the chat box. Then we will unmute you. Okay. So to just conclude our talk for today, remember this talk today by Dr. Sundar is sponsored by Gleneagles Hospital Kuala Lumpur. Feel free to follow their page in their social media, in their Facebook, in their Instagram, and also in their LinkedIn. Okay, and it's organized by their Pioneers Financial Services. So my name is Amy. I'm a part of Pioneers Financial Services, and we represent Prudential. So Prudential, Prudential Takafu, okay, and also on we do a total complete financial planning for our clients and our customers. So this is the feedback form. Feel free to take your phone, your smartphone, to complete your feedback form. Okay, Doctor, we have one question.
Yes.
Does one have to be re-vaccinated 9 months after the first vaccination?
We're still gathering data on that.
Okay.
So it's too early to inform on that.
Okay, so I guess right now is to get the 80% population to get vaccinated until February next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so please register in your MySejahtera or register for your loved one as well. Okay, so this is our feedback form. Let us know your feedback on what do you like about our talk today, because we've been having our monthly talk on Sunday, 3 p.m. Since April 2020. Okay, and coming up next month, we have Dr. Akmal Ashhart, a consultant cardiologist from Gleneagles, and the topic that he's going to share about is on heart attack, and does too much exercise increase my risk of heart attack? Because sometimes we often hear about sport person being very active and they are really exercising every day, but why do they get heart attack? So come and join us. Tentatively, it's going to be 9th of May. We will confirm by beginning of next week on Sunday, 3 p.m. Please register. Once you register, we will send you the confirmation of registration towards the date. If the date is not 9th of May, we'll let you know earlier. Okay, we'll let you know in advance so that you can decide whether you can join us. All right. And okay, before I end today's talk, this is my social media link. Feel free to add me or follow me or like my page because I update on financial planning and also on our health talk regularly on the page. Okay, Doctor, we have another question in the chat box. On apizapan blood thinner, can take vaccine? I mean, can this patient with such person taking vaccination?
We don't encourage it. You have to talk with the vaccine group and see the wages whether they can take or not.
Okay, so for our guests with this question, not encouraged to take, speak to the person, okay, before you have your vaccination. This question, is mRNA similar to genetic engineering?
It's a part of genetic engineering. It's in a genetic information. It's genetic engineering is totally different. Okay, mRNA is in a part of genetic information. That's all. Okay, it's not genetic engineering is modifying the the genetic information. Okay, mRNA is a part of genetic information. That's all.
Okay, yeah, this is the whole on the genetics. All right, it's a whole different topic and ball game. All right, so I think that concludes our session for today. Thank you so much again to Dr. Sundar for your time being with us on this Sunday afternoon. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Okay, and I think this has highly encouraged everyone to go for vaccination, to reach, like what you mentioned at the beginning of the talk, to reach your target.
Please enroll yourself and get vaccinated. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Yes, have a fantastic rest of the Sunday. Okay, and take good care and stay safe. Continue to wear your mask and wash your hand and do a lot of hand rub. Okay, we will see you next month. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yes, darling.